Hey everyone, it's Xander, and welcome back to Wrestle Luigi. I'm going to preface this with, I'm going to be wearing this Randy Feltface shirt for like the next several videos this week. I'm going to try and bulk record a bunch of these today. So, let's talk about Backlash. It's coming up in just a couple of days. I'll be live over on LS11 Universe doing a live watch-along. And let's talk about it. 5 matches on the card. It's been a bit of a bumpy road on the road to Backlash. The card itself is... if I'm giving it a out of 10 rating, I'm gonna say it's maybe a 4, a 4.5, especially for my excitement levels. Excitement levels might be pushing a 3. I don't know. I'm not as optimistic about this as I like to be with these kind of videos, but let's just go through. Let's talk about it. I'm gonna talk about what I want to happen versus what I think is gonna happen. We'll just start at the bottom, work our way up, and let's talk about Dominic Mysterio versus Penta for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, I think this one's pretty straightforward. I really liked how they built Penta, but I do think that we are closer and closer to the Lucha Bros reuniting in WWE, and I'll actually be talking about that in a video that's coming out later this week when I talk about who I think should be swapping brands in what I assume will be the upcoming WWE draft that I would not be shocked if they announced on Saturday at Backlash that it's going to be taking place in like 3 weeks or something. I think Dom is going to win this. I think that's the most likely option. He's not going to win it clean. There's going to be some kind of outside interference, Finn Balor-based nonsense, Carlito, JD McDonough. All that stuff will happen. Liv Morgan will not be back yet. She's probably not going to be back for at least another 2 weeks, is what they're saying, because the movie she's off in Japan filming. Good for her on that, I suppose. But that being said, I think we're just going to see some outside interference nonsense, and ultimately Dom retains. And because I'm a big Triple H guy, I've said this before, but he takes a little bit too long to get to the point with the story, and so I don't think we're going to see any kind of Finn and Dom implosion just yet. If I were booking it, however, this is where I would have the implosion happen, and I would have Finn helping Dom retain to then have his own group form of Finn, JD, Roxanne, and Julia because of the backstage segment we saw on Monday where they were in the background. And maybe one more person. I'm trying to think of someone, literally anyone off the top of my head that would be kind of cool to have in that role as like maybe a heavy for Finn. Jeff Cobb could work. Jeff Cobb could work, I suppose, in that role. Have Balor Club finally form at long last in WWE, or call it something else. The new Judgment Day or something like that. Street Trash. Don't call it Street Trash. But Finn, if I were booking it, would turn on Dom after this, and he would say, "I only helped you beat Penta because I knew you'd be easier to beat for the title, Dom." Or, actual good Finn Balor impression. You get my point. Ultimately, Dom wins. Nothing happens afterwards because it's going to be forever before we actually get any kind of... what's going to happen first? Finn's going to turn on Dom, or A-Town Down Under is going to do anything of significance? Alright. Mean jokes about A-Town Down Under aside, the match I'm most excited for on the card, Jacob Fatu, LA Knight, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre for the United States Championship. This match is going to be match of the night. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind. You've got all 4 guys in there. All 4 of them are great. We've seen different combinations of them work together in the past. All of them have pretty good chemistry from what we've seen. The real wild cards is we haven't seen Jacob Fatu mix it up with Drew McIntyre or Damian Priest. But something tells me it's going to be a Hoss Fest, and it's going to be great. And I'm going to get to say the line that I only say when big trucks and little trucks collide. It's really just when big trucks collide, actually. That phrase, the big trucks and the little trucks, doesn't really make sense on a fundamental level. But anyways, yeah, I think this is one of those few ones where prediction and fantasy are just going to be the same thing. Just, it's going to be a really good match. It's going to be like a 15-minute demolition derby. And Jacob Fatu is going to retain. And I don't think we're going to get the Solo and Jacob implosion just yet. I think that's going to happen maybe a month or 2 down the line. Maybe at Money in the Bank. Maybe Solo costs Jacob the briefcase. Something like that coming up. I think that's the role we're going to go with. I think that'll be where it goes. And I mean, at this point, we are 3 months out from SummerSlam, right? Let me double check that fact. But I believe SummerSlam is in August again this year. Yes, we are 3 months out from SummerSlam. I think Jacob and Solo for the U.S. title is going to be a SummerSlam match, and I think that'll be probably where we get the return of Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa as well. Somewhere along the way, we might get the debuts of Hikuleo and Jance, yes. Debuts of Hikuleo and Lance Anoa'i. I'm not 100% sure on that one, so don't quote me on that one. But I do think that we are definitely going to be seeing a Jacob Fatu retention and Solo and Jacob at SummerSlam later down the road. I think this will be just one of those straightforward, no funny business matches. Oh my god, that brings us on to Pat McAfee versus Gunther, doesn't it? This match is happening. I don't know why this match is happening. I mean, I know the storyline reason why this is happening, but you know, I can't tell you the any good reasons why this match is happening. So I'm just gonna say that Gunther's gonna win, and I have zero doubt in my mind on that one. There is a 0% chance Pat McAfee is going to beat Gunther. That being said, expectation is that there's going to be at least one or two Pat Hope spots. It'll be 10-minute, 12-minute match. 8 minutes of that will be Pat doing Hope spots, and 4 minutes of that is just going to be Gunther annihilating him and pinning him. Well, probably choking him out, actually. And then maybe, possibly, could we maybe have Pat McAfee not on TV for a few weeks? Please. Just, even 2 weeks? Hunter, Trips, Dad, Paul, the game, terrorizing. Maybe just 2 weeks of no Pat would be nice. Like, it can be 2 weeks. It can just be the 12th and the 19th. He can come back on the 26th. I may not even be watching Raw on the 26th. I'll be at a convention. That being said, I mean that's the other straightforward one. The one I'm most interested in terms of how it's going to go down is Lyra versus Becky. This is the most unpredictable match on the card for me. I'm super excited for this because these two's matchup in NXT a couple years ago was a lot of fun. I actually watched it when it happened, when Lyra got the shock win for the NXT Women's title. I really enjoy these two when they work together. This feud has brought a whole new side out of Lyra Valkyria. It has really tested her mettle, and we're really seeing her potential come to fruition with Becky Lynch, and I'm really excited for it. I don't know who's going to win this one. It would do wonders for Lyra to beat Becky clean and retain the Intercontinental title. But I do also see value in getting the name Becky Lynch on that Intercontinental Championship's legacy, and Becky holding it for a couple months and then dropping it back to Lyra in a very, there's a story in the chase kind of situation there. Like, I'm trying to think of another situation where we saw it. Like Ethan Page winning the NXT title off Trick Williams last year, and then there was the story of Trick having to try and win it back at the cost of, my guy taking the pin from Ethan Page. No, whatever, it's fine. It's fine. It's not the only time I'm going to talk about him today on videos, is it? That being said, I would campaign for Lyra to win. I know it's a little weird me talking about how I think Becky should be losing the match, isn't it? When she's in the background of all of my videos on my desk. But that being said, I think there's probably the right move would be maybe a trilogy. Lyra wins here maybe by recreating their NXT title match where it's a shock moment. Then you can run it back at Saturday Night's Main Event at the end of the month, have Becky win it there, and then at Money in the Bank, you have them both in the ladder match, and that's in June, right? Money in the Bank's in June. Let me double check this. I'm literally making a video on this in a minute. Yes, June 7th, you have them both in the ladder match. They cancel one another out. And then after that would be Saturday Night's Main Event 40 on... No? No, that's wrong. Okay. You have something next, whether it's another Saturday Night's Main Event, whether it's, Bad Blood, whether it's something else. That's when you have Lyra win it back from Becky. Or you save it for a SummerSlam as well. I could also see it being saved for that. Alright, let me get back on my train of thought here. Sorry, I got a notification that an LS11 Universe video had been blocked for dumb reasons. Note to any potential universe mode creators out there, always skip the championship animation before matches, because WWE will randomly just copyright claim and block your videos for that 3 seconds of footage that isn't from what they claim it's from. That being said, Lyra wins it back, and then maybe you blow it off at SummerSlam. Maybe you blow it off at SummerSlam with the Lyra win. Either way, I think I'm going to lock in Becky as my actual prediction for this in my Discord where we do the predictions. But it's one of those head says Becky, heart says Lyra kind of things. Lyra has really grown on me in the last year. I've become a big fan of her. And finally, John Cena, Randy Orton, round 124. That's not even an exaggeration. If Hell in a Cell 2015 was round 121, then that means that random SmackDown after Royal Rumble 2017 was 122. That means the tag match of Cena and Luke Harper versus Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt was 123. And that makes this round 124 for the final time. Cena, Orton in St. Louis for the WWE title. Cena's going to win. Prediction is Cena just wins. Prediction is we get a long, boring, tedious 15 to 20 minutes that could be done in 7. And then Cena's going to go for the title shot. Orton's going to duck. He's going to clatter the referee. Orton's going to hit an RKO. He's going to get like a visual 20. He's going to get up. He's going to pick Cena up. Cena's going to kick him in the dick. He's going to hit him in the head with the title. He's going to pin him. The referee's going to slowly roll over. 1, 2. Did I leave the stove on? Oh man, I wonder if I actually raised the flag on my mailbox. Oh, 3. And then Cena just wins because he's going to ruin pro wrestling by making me want to turn off the fucking TV. Yet I'm still going to watch anyway because it's my job. Anyways, how would I book it? You all have so much nostalgia for Cena and Orton, you clearly forget how much it sucks. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I wasn't around for the peak Cena and Orton in 2009. You just do everything I just said, but instead of across 25 minutes like they're gonna do it in 10 and get out. And then maybe Cody shows up. Fuck if I know. Preferably you'd have Cena's next challenger show up at the end, whether it's Cody, whether it's Phil. It's probably not going to be Phil just yet. I feel like they're going to blow off Seth and Phil maybe at Saturday night's main event, and that'll go into Cena and Punk. I don't know. Maybe they're going to save Cena and Punk for SummerSlam, because they also have SummerSlam history, just like they have Money in the Bank history. I don't know. This is the main event I look least forward to booking, but that's how I would book SummerSlam. That's how I would book Backlash this weekend versus what I think they're going to do. Go check out LS11 Universe. It's where I'm going to be watching it live. I do Universe Mode stuff over there for WWE 2K25. Got a lot of new stuff coming. We're coming up to the end of our current season. We're going to start a new season here in a few weeks on June 30th, actually. It's going to be the premiere of Season 7. It's essentially a soft reset. All the stories and stuff stay the same, but it's a good jumping in point for a lot of people. We're on our road to WrestleMania right now. We just had the Rumble. It's really exciting times. We have Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor over there this weekend, which is a lot of fun. It's the first Ring of Honor pay-per-view we've done in over a year. And then next weekend we got a big double premiere weekend of AEW Full Gear and WWE Elimination Chamber. So if you're into the 2K25 kind of stuff, if you're into fantasy booking shown a different way instead of me just sitting here and running my big mouth for 20, 30 minutes at a time, you can see full-blown episodes that me and Ray do every week, almost daily at this point, over there. It's a lot of fun. Thank you all for watching. I've been Xander. That's been my Backlash predictions, and I will see you all hopefully tomorrow, because don't judge me if I'm still wearing this outfit. I'm not going to go do whole wardrobe changes while I'm just sitting at my desk.